Guys, it's me, it's Queen Said Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Alright guys, it's great to see you on this Friday. So let's talk about something that I saw in a letter. I got a letter, and the letter said to me, what would make an Aquarius woman abandon her children and treat her husband like dirt, and basically just abandon her family and neglect her family? And so, first of all, I don't really know the background story to this. The letter was kind of vague about what exactly happened. All I know is that there was an Aquarius mother. Apparently she abandoned her kids and, didn't want to be bothered with her husband. And this person is a cousin to these kids that got abandoned, and was very heartbroken to see this happen, and asked me, like, what will make an Aquarius woman do something like this? And I really can't say, because I don't know what happened to her. I don't know, for example, was she in an abusive situation and, got cold and wanted to escape because she was being abused? Is she just a cold woman? A woman who just, got into a relationship and decided she just didn't want her family anymore? Like, is it her fault? Is it not her fault? Is she bipolar? Is she schizophrenic? I mean, there's so many things. Mental health issues, all kind of things. Selfishness, boredom. It's so many things that it could have made her do this, but we really don't know, because we don't really know what was going on in the relationship. We don't know what was going on behind closed doors, because you from the outside looking in can see one thing, but from the inside looking out, it's a totally different perspective. So I can't really say what made her in particular do this, but I can say in general that Aquarius people in general are capable of detaching. Now, a light Aquarius and some gray Aquarius would not detach from their children, but some will. Some women and some men. My father never took care of his family. Never. He went to his grave and had never taken care of any of his children. He was barely around. I didn't see him very many times in my life. Now, this is an Aquarius male, though. In this case, we're talking about a female. But it's pretty much that same kind of energy. Aquarius, in their negative form, in their negative low vibration, have the tendency to be very selfish and very cold, very distant. So I don't know if she was just a cold mama jamma, was she just one of them cold women, and maybe she didn't want to get married, or maybe she did want to get married and became disenchanted with the marriage. Because when I first got married, I really wanted to get married, but by the end of the marriage, I was ready to run, So I can't really say what the deal is, but I can say in general for an Aquarius, if she's a low vibrational Aquarius, it could have been just plain old selfishness. It could have just been wanting to live her life. It could have been wanting to be free, but wanting to be free to the point of not caring about her responsibilities, you see. Because it's okay to be free, but you got to handle what you got to handle. I'm free as a bird, but I still take care of my child. I still look out for her. I still help her. I still guide her. And she's a grown woman at this point, and I'm still doing that, So you can be free, you can do you, but you have to handle your responsibilities. So I don't know. Is she one of those Aquarius who's low vibration, selfish, and wanted to be free? Possibly. That could have been it. I don't know. But that's one possible explanation. Now, if she is a light Aquarius, or something along those lines, light, maybe even gray, into that gray area we call it. And like I said, are there mental health issues present? Because that's going to change the game regardless if she's light, gray, or dark. If you're light with mental health issues, such as bipolar disorder or things like that, you may do things that seem unusual, Even in the case of, like, when I talked about the mental health condition of schizophrenia, that's something that isn't always apparent in a younger person. And I think at a certain age, it becomes apparent in their personality and they can be diagnosed at that point, something to do with their chemicals and hormones in their brain. So I don't know. I don't know what her exact situation is. I just know that these are some of the possible scenarios. The bottom line is that regardless of what she's done with her husband or didn't do with her husband, her children now are in a really precarious situation. Because I don't care how old you are, you still want your parents. You still want their love. I don't care how old you are, you know? So her kids are going to have to figure out how to move forward. And I don't even know how old they are. But however old they are, they're going to have to figure out how to move forward and still have a productive and happy life, even though their mother has made such a painful decision. Now, this painful decision she may reverse. That's the best case scenario, is she gets herself together and she reverses it. Or whatever the problem is, she heals it and reverses it. But we don't know that. So in the meantime, the important thing is that the father needs to get the kids some counseling. If they're young, he should put them in counseling. If they're older, he should encourage it. And as a family, the family that's left over, the kids and the father, they need to band together and give each other all the love and support that they possibly can. It may sound corny, but that's the best way to come through this. For all of them to band together and give each other love and support. Hopefully, she'll turn around. Hopefully, she'll get herself together and she'll remember her family. Hopefully, whatever is bothering her can be changed, can be healed, can be whatever, you know? But we don't know that right now. So right now, everybody that's involved has to take care of themselves, you see? And if she comes back, they can deal with that energy later. But for now, they should band together and look out for each other. Sometimes, you know, Luther Vandross has this song. It's called Love the One You're With. I don't even know if that's the title, but that's one of the lyrics in the song go, love the one you're with. So if people are not there that you want to love, I learned this the hard way, you know. If people that you want to love are not there, then you have to learn to love the people that are there. You know, when my grandmother died, I was 7 years old. My grandmother is to this day my most favorite person in the world. You know, when I lived in Philadelphia, I had a big picture of her over my couch for like 20 years. You know, it's in storage right now. It will be over the couch again one day. That was my baby. We all called her Big Al. Big Al was my girl, is my girl. To this day, her spirit is still with me. And when she passed over when I was 7, my heart was broken. There was no love, anything like that, until I had my daughter. Nothing. My mother, my sisters, my father, nothing compared to my love for Al until I had my daughter. Those are the two people in this world that have my heart, equal parts of my heart. And when Al died, I realized that I had to look for love that was available. I couldn't just mope around because her love wasn't there anymore in the physical sense. I had to accept the love and the support from those who did love me. And I had to make new relationships and new support systems. And I did, and I'm okay. You know, I came out of it fine. But at the time, that definitely wasn't what I wanted to hear. So the same thing in this situation. They want their mother's love. They want the father probably wants his wife's love, but it's not available. And not through death, but through some action of her own. So instead of aching and crying and hurting and being angry at her, it's time to turn that energy around to what do we do now? How do we survive? If there's one thing that you learn from me at Ask an Aquarius, is every time something happens, pick yourself up and ask yourself, how can I survive this in the best possible way, in the happiest way, in the most prosperous way? If you don't learn anything else from me, learn that, because that resilience is what's going to take you guys to the top, because that's what got me right here. That's what put me on. That's what got me all the way up. You got to keep getting up. And if you can do it in good humor, in a positive attitude, things will get better every time. Okay? I'm very sorry that happened to your cousins, but trust me, if they do what I said in this particular segment, they'll come out a lot better. Okay? I hope that helps you. Thank you for your letter. Okay, guys, it's time for me to get going. It's Friday, and I got my letter from Hogwarts. I'm not Mr. Potter, though, but hopefully when I show up in England, they'll let me in. I'm just going to show them the front part. Hi, I got my letter. Can I come in? But I'm not going as a student. I'm going to take over Professor Snape's old job. Defense against the dark arts. All right, guys, it's time for me to get going. So if you would like to have a tarot or an oracle card reading, please email me for an appointment. If you want me to answer a free general question, please email me. Oh, if you emailed me and I did not respond to you, I did not get your email. Because yesterday and the day before, I sat and went through every single email. I answered them all, and I put on the list every topic that I got. So if you didn't get a response from me, I don't have your email. Please resend it. I answered every single one. Okay? All right, guys. Likewise, if you want to send me a love donation, I'll leave my PayPal. If you want to get me a gift, I'll leave my Amazon wish list. That's where this great Harry Potter wallet Hogwarts letter came from. And that's it. I'll see you guys tomorrow, because you know, if you have to ask anybody, you might as well ask an Aquarius, and I have a lot more to say. Deuces.